for today, we're going to talk about your mindset and ways to improve your mindset. Because the way to win is through the way you think. If you don't think you can win, how could you ever win? It doesn't make sense. You don't just magically win. You got to believe you're going to win before you win, right? So, first thing first. We got positive. We got negative. It's very simple, right? So, let's think of some positive mindset things, some negative mindset things. Some big words are pessimistic. And it just means you think negatively. In a situation, you're gonna go to the negative. You're gonna say, oh, something bad's gonna happen, or this person doesn't love me, or something like that. And you won't even think of, what if they do love you, they're just not showing it? What if they got trauma that they haven't healed from? You're not really considering the other side, which would be optimistic. And this would be positive mindset. You're thinking of the positive. You see the bright light at the end of the tunnel. You know, like, oh, maybe they're not showing it. They may still love me. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna jump to the negative. I'm gonna stay on the positive side because that's more beneficial to me and to my mental health. If I think they love me, then I won't worry about it. You know what I mean? If I think they don't love me, I'm gonna stress and worry about it. Right? It just makes sense. And then some positive things that you think about. Like I just talked about in my story, a good day. Bad day. It's very simple. Wake up. If you think you're gonna have a good day, you're gonna have a good day. Confirmation bias is gonna look for things that feed into the way you already think. If you think you're gonna have a good day, you're gonna look for good things, and it's gonna compound over time. And in turn, you're gonna have a better day. If you wake up and you think you're gonna have a bad day, like when people say like Monday or like the rain, they don't like the rain, or like Monday they think it's gonna be bad. They only look on those days. They only look for bad stuff. They don't look for anything good. On a Monday, when a Monday comes, they do not say, "I got my coffee for free. It's a good day." They do not do that. They say, or you may say, "It's Monday and it's raining, so it's a bad day," and you're only gonna look for bad things. It only makes sense. Confirmation bias. Another positive thing. Let's go to anxiety for negative. Anxiety is something that I am not new to. I have dealt with anxiety. Still, everybody has. I feel like at some form or another, you have dealt with some form of anxiety. But the thing about the trick to getting out of anxiety is realizing that there is no fear, which is a positive thing. Because anxiety and fear go hand in hand. You got social anxiety because something happened to you, and now you have a fear that when you go talk to somebody, something else might happen to you, and now you don't want to talk at all. Or you feel like somebody did something to you, somebody cheated on you, so now you have this anxiety of when they don't text you or call you that they're cheating, which is not always the case. It could be grinding. You don't know. So it's better to stay on this side. No fear. As somebody that has dealt with many fears and now doesn't have too many fears at all, because I've worked on that, and that's why I'm literally recording a video. Like a couple years ago, I would never thought about getting on the camera because I had the anxiety and the fear. But now it's like, somebody gonna watch it. Even if it's just my siblings. I'm happy I taught my siblings something, so I win regardless. It don't matter to me. So, it's positive. I'm thinking of the positive. I don't care. Oh, I didn't get 100 views. Who cares? I mean, I don't care, but you gotta start somewhere. And if you don't start, you will never get the snowball rolling. So, next concept, snowball effect. It's the same thing as the bad day to good day thing. It's the same thing. When you wake up and you say it's gonna be a good day, you start the little snowball. That's a hill. You feel me? So once you get that little snowball going, you say it's a good day. Boom. You leave the crib. Every light green, small win. You wasted no time. You had time to stop at Starbucks because every light was green. The one right by the job. You know what I'm saying? And the snowball only gets bigger. You go to work, you get released early. You get released early. Now you get to spend more time with your kids. And now you live it. Now you live it. Now you happy. Now you like, damn, what? And then, but the thing about it is, you have to be consciously aware of what's going on. You can't just say, oh, it's going to be a good day, and then disrespect to jump here. You got to be grateful for all the steps in between. And that's what they fail to tell you. Or that might be where you go wrong. You have to be grateful for every step in between, or the snowball does not pick up the speed at the rate that it should, if that makes sense. Gravity is going to not work in your favor as much in this situation. So, another word, gratefulness. Let me circle that. Some of y'all are not grateful, and it shows. And don't only be grateful for what you have, be grateful for what you don't have. Because if you had everything, what would you do? You wouldn't do nothing, because you don't have nothing to go for. You don't have the drive. You don't have the ambition anymore, because you already have everything. So sometimes you have to be grateful for what you don't have in order to get it. If you're not grateful for what you don't have, how will you have the motivation and drive to go get it? It just doesn't make sense. You're just gonna wake up and just go get it. You're just gonna, yeah, I got it. I just did it. I just did it. You gotta think about what you want before you go get it, right? You know you want that purse. You know you want those shoes. You gotta get up and go get it, right? You gotta think about it before you go get it. And you gotta, in this situation, just from my perspective, I think about the price. I could have $100 million, I'm still gonna think about the price, because I'm just not built that way to not think about the price. So that's just my perspective. That's an opinion. You don't have to think about the price. If that's how you living, that's how you living. I mean, I ain't stopping that. But I'm saying, be grateful for what you don't have, because it's gonna lead to you achieving more. If that makes sense, you're gonna achieve more if you're grateful for what you do and don't have. And then the next thing we're gonna go into. Privilege, entitlement. I don't remember the third word, so I'm gonna put these two, and then the third one is gonna pop up somewhere along the line. So I want y'all to tell me before I even write, what is something you're entitled to? Let me know. Tell me 3 things you're entitled to, because I can only think of one. Only thing I'm entitled to. And I'm gonna put a star next to it. Little star, because I don't like drawing the whole star. It's just something about the symbol. Air. That's it. There's nothing else I'm entitled to. Everything else is a privilege. It's a privilege to wake up. And you should always be grateful for your privileges. And you should be grateful for your air. What the fuck? I mean, if you dead. If you don't breathe, you die, right? I'm only saying this is somewhat entitlement because I'm going to say 99% of the population already has air. That's why I'm saying you're entitled to air. You're entitled to the air we breathe. You don't have to pay for that. That's why I'm saying that's an entitlement, because you don't have to pay for it, and we all have access to it, per se. In some form or another, we all have access to air. It may not be the same quality. It may not be the best air for you because of pollution, smoke pollution, and all that. But you have air. There's nothing else I can name that we all have besides like organs in your brain. I mean, you're entitled to your brain, right? Okay, we can do body parts. Body. Let's do body. Plus internal. So now, even while I'm recording this, I learned another thing I'm entitled to. But that's not true. That's not true, because there's people missing body parts. There's people missing organs. So are we really entitled to this? I don't think so. We're not that entitled to it. Just because we have it did not mean we're entitled to it. You can have something and not be entitled to it. Somebody could have gave you something. That don't mean you entitled to it. That don't mean it's yours. You don't understand? You don't mean it's yours just because somebody gave you something. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gave you something and it's not really yours. It's really still theirs. That's why some people they try to take the shit back, right? Because it's not really yours. They just providing that illusion that it is yours. And there could be a way to keep you, or, you know what I'm saying, keep you by their side, but it's a facade. Privileges. When we're going back to this grateful word, right? Always, with all of these grateful. You gotta be grateful for the air that you breathe. You gotta be grateful that you got a body. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be grateful that you got all your arms, all your legs. If you do, you gotta be grateful. Even if you don't, you gotta be able to use your disability to your advantage. Because we all have some form or another of some type of hindrance. Whether it's emotional, physical, anything. Some type of hindrance. Obstacles are a hindrance. Privilege. Wake up. Water. You're not entitled to water. I should have to say that. You know, there's people in the world that do not have water. Why would you think you're entitled to water? You're not entitled to water. You're not entitled to shelter. Because in the world we live in, you got to pay for it. So you're not entitled to it. It's a privilege. I mean, if you pay for it, you're entitled for it, right? If you pay for it, you're entitled, but it's a privilege to have the shelter that you have, because it can always be worse, it can always be better. So for what you have, you have to be grateful for what you already have. And if you want to get to the next level, you have to be grateful for what you don't have. And it's just open up your mind to wanting to achieve that thing. And the good thing about the gratefulness part of it is, when you are grateful for what you have and what you don't have, you're more likely to not chase the high of getting something new. For instance, I have my car. It's paid off. If $100 million fall out of the sky, I'm not going to buy a new car. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I already have a car I like, and I value that car. I may go buy a truck because I want a truck to move things. I have a purpose. But I'm not buying a Ferrari. What I'm gonna do with a Ferrari? I'm gonna look nice for y'all? Do I care about that? I don't care. It doesn't matter. So I'm privileged. It's a privilege. It's a privilege. Be content with what you have. And maybe you'll get more. That's what I'm getting at. You don't just wish for it. You also got to put in some action. Use the word action. So, all my fellas, all my ladies, right? When you want somebody, say, we're not interested in relationships, just to make it real clear. When you want somebody, it's only gonna happen with action, right? You could chat her up all day, but if you don't ask her out, what's gonna happen? You're gonna leave at the end of the night, and you ain't gonna see her again, type shit. Cause I've done that before, definitely have, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. So without action, nothing's gonna happen. You can wish for the car you want. You can wish for that bitch till you're blue in the face. It don't matter. You can wish, but if you're not doing the action, if you're not going to work, if you're not saving, if you're not setting a plan of how you're going to get the car, what's going to happen if the car goes wrong? I mean, if it breaks down, what the insurance look like? If you're not setting all that up, it's just a wish. Wishes may come true. I'm not saying they don't, but your wish is more likely to come true if you put the action in. Because in that way, you're controlling it, right? You're in control, some other control. And in life, you can only control yourself. Who else can you control? You can say your kids, but do you control your kids forever? No. No, you do not. You can't tell me you control your kids forever. It's not possible. Because they're going to get grown and they're not going to listen to you. Or you may get old and you can't tell them what to do no more because you're so old. So at some point, you're only going to be able to control yourself. And even at some point when you get old enough, you won't even be able to control yourself as well. Like incontinence and things like that. So, this is my practice run. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you learned something. In the comments right now, something you learned. And challenge me. If you feel like I'm wrong, say I'm wrong. But don't say, you dumb mother, blah, 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 blah. Come on, bro. We grown.